Here we go.
We had a terrible mass shooting in Nashville the other day. Of course, it became a giant national story. There were 3 kids who died in the elementary school, 3 adults who died, and the shooter happened to be trans, so that led to the right to really lean in on the anti-trans position that they have, and of course, this is already out of the news, right? I mean, this is the United States of America, so if you have a mass shooting, it could be the worst one ever, right? And it's still probably only going to be in the news for 4 days, maybe 5. This one's already gone. But in the wake of the shooting, there was a really interesting exchange, kind of a screaming match, although really only one of them.
We are watching
in the hallway here,
Jamal Bowman and another politician.
And Congressman.
By the way, the politician that Jamal Bowman's about to be debating right here is the family that the dude that Jamal Bowman's about to debate is this guy. Is it this guy? It's so crazy. Yes. This guy right here. Look at this wacko. This is the Tennessee politician that after that Nashville, Tennessee shooting happened, this guy is not supporting gun control. This is the Republican politician for Tennessee. And Jamal Bowman is going to be debating this guy. We're going to watch that right now.
Thomas Massie, who, by the way, for those of you who don't know, is super libertarian. Okay, so this was in the wake of the shooting. Let's listen to their back and forth, and then I'll break it down for you.
They're all cowards. They won't do anything to save the lives of our children at all. Cowards. Pressure them.
This is Jamal Bowman.
Force them to respond to the question, why the hell won't you do anything to save America's children? And let them explain that all the way up until election day on 2024. Let them explain it all the way up to election day on 2024. They're freaking cowards. They're gutless. They're not here. I'm talking about gun violence.
You know, there's never been
I'm talking about gun violence.
in a school that allows teachers to carry.
Oh my God. Carry guns?
Okay. Just to respond to the substance.
He wants teachers to carry guns. This dude wants teachers to carry guns.
I tell you what, man, that dang old NRA was all right, man. The insurance you get it with dismemberment, not like that, you get like $20,000 just for your arm blows off, man. I tell you what, man, that dang old NRA was all right, man. The insurance you get it with dismemberment, not like that, you get like $20,000 just for your arm blows off, man.
God damn NRA, man. I get you $20,000, man.
I'm a stepdad now. I've seen teachers. You know, I know the kids' teachers. They don't want to be carrying guns, bro. It turns out you get into the teaching profession if, like, you're very child-oriented and nurturing and you like educating people and taking them through a process. Like, these are the types of people who are attracted to being a teacher. It's not the same kind of people who, you know, like, would be attracted to being a soldier or a policeman, or the idea that it's like, well, you're going to force these teachers to be armed when they don't even want to be armed. That's just part of their job, that you need to know how to kill a deranged mass shooter. So, I mean, it's just a freaking category error. And now, by the way, his point also, he talks about how there's never been a school shooting in a place where the teachers are armed. Well, my guess is that's because there's like, what? Maybe 7 schools in the country where teachers are armed, and they're all in a place with a population of 6 people. Like, that's not a good fact. And might I say, there's been a number of mass shootings at schools where there's an armed guard at the school. In fact, I read a statistic earlier today which said there's actually been more shootings at schools where there's an armed guard than at schools where there's not. Now, by the way, I'm not saying I think like the armed guard causes the shooting, no. But it just happens to be the case that that's not a panacea. That doesn't solve everything. To have an armed guard doesn't solve everything. Now, I'm not, if there were some sort of a deal where we do gun reform and turn around and have like a guard in every school, I think I'd vote for that compromise. I have no problem with that. But just understand, it is not a panacea at all.
Oh,
and so this point for Massey is just a terrible point.
More guns lead to more death. More guns lead to more death. Look at the data. You're not looking at any data. You're carrying the water for the gun lobby. Look at the data.
You don't care about data.
More deaths. Good states that have open carry laws have more deaths. States that have open carry laws have more deaths. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Calm down. Children are dying. 9-year-old children. The solution is not arming teachers. Have you ever worked in a school? Have you ever worked in a school?
By the way, Jamal Bowman, I believe he was a principal. So, you know, he's familiar with working in a school.
Have you ever worked in a school? Have you ever worked in a school? It's a yes or no question. Have you ever worked in a school? You will not answer my question. Don't stop and talk to me. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's the gist of it. By the way, Massey just keeps repeating the same point over and over. There's never been a mass shooting in a school where all the teachers are armed. We already explained
That's not true.
Dumb thing to say.
That recent Nashville, Tennessee school shooting, there were like 6 teachers with guns. There were teachers with guns. And still, they couldn't stop it. It's not going to work.
Okay. But let's get to the core of it here. I have no problem with people who say, look, I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe in gun ownership. And I believe in it as a matter of principle. See, that's a fair position. Because that's just like, you know, hey, it's a cultural thing. It's part of this country. I want to be able to have a gun. So I believe in the Second Amendment. Regardless of the consequences, right? Like, that's a fair position because it's an honest position. What I do have a problem with is the people who are either lying or aren't lying but are just
becoming like a fucking monopoly. Like, there's monopolies everywhere, and then they start bribing politicians, and it becomes legal to just like give money and shit, and like corrupt people and lobbying. And you know, once it gets to that point, no. Like, you gotta heavily regulate capitalism or it will destroy itself. It's a self-destroying system. Like most systems are.